קישור ששלחתי.
זה הקישור הזה?
חכי, אני אפתח לך עכשיו.
מה שחני שלך היום, נכנסת.
כן, אבל חני קצת
Hello?
לא עשתה את זה כמו שצריך.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, good evening. My name is Federica Matteoli. I work for the Food and Agriculture Organization, and it's a pleasure for me today to introduce this event, this session. We are going to listen to a very unique youth program developed by the Israeli mission to the UN organizations in Rome in collaboration with Jewish National Fund and the Israeli Ministry of Education. We are going to listen three groups of students who will explain very innovative solutions for climate change and agriculture. We are very happy to have them here today via Zoom to present their innovative projects. I leave the floor to the first group of students and their mentor teacher, Hannah Hadawi. Please, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am Hana Adawi, Habiballah. I am a science teacher. I believe that we can develop the world by science. And each country, each one of us have to keep the earth because it's our responsibility. And if you want, we can do it. Our project is about preparing shifting sands in Sudan for agriculture. I want to introduce my four students, Hala, Haneen, Aline, and Zainab. The stage is for you.
Thank you.
We cannot share screen.
كنت فوتها متسرية.
1 minute. Okay.
We can't make share screen. The host can make.
Just
the host can make.
معلمتي انت اعرضيها احسن.
بالضبط.
اوكي.
Just the host can
share
screen.
Can you share the presentation?
You have to disable it.
Can you share the presentation, please?
Yes, but just the host can do it.
Can you please disable? Can you please enable the presentation?
Just the host can do it.
Now you can. It's okay. Now
Yes,
you can.
yes, you can. معلمتي أصلا ظبط.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No, you see the. Okay.
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, we can start. We can begin.
Hello everyone, we want to introduce you our research, soil surface stabilization of shifting sand in Sudan and preparation of sandy soil for agriculture.
معلمتي جدا. معلوماتي مش عاملة.
We are a group of girls. Yeah. Again. We are a group of girls. معلوماتي قد من الشيء في الثاني. We are a group for girls from in Mahel village. stabilization of shifting sands كان
معني هنا انت مش مساوي شير منيح ظبطيه اخر مرة حطها على الشكل الثاني
problem with the
احنا بنعرض. طيب احنا بنعرض
Maybe I suggest the group from Ramat Gan will try to present now, and we'll go back to the girls from En Mahel after. Ramat Gan, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, then En Mahel, we will come back to you after. Please, Yair, the floor is yours, as we say.
Okay. Thank you very much for having us here.
Okay.
We are Green Gold. I have the privilege to present you Ishai, Ohad, and Owen, my dear students from Ramat Gan, Israel. We've been working on this project a year and a half ago, and we won this competition, and we are very happy to show it today. The project is about turning waste into food using black soldier fly, and we are happy that we had the chance to work on this, and we are just in the beginning and wanting to go on with this project, looking for partnership. So everybody who's interested, just talk to us after the presentation. Please, guys, go ahead.
So welcome to Green Gold, the future of biowaste processing. Why are we here? We're here to show you that it is possible to create a new solution to organic waste processing while simultaneously solving many problematic SDGs.
First, let's talk about the problem. You all know waste is stupid. We should do something about it. More specifically, a third of all the food in the world is wasted, and it amounts to about 1.3 billion tons of food waste every year. In our home country alone, the effects of mistreating food waste increase the food prices, which are already very high by a lot, and the cost of correctly treating the food waste in using current solutions is huge. So we need a solution that fixes all of those problems and is affordable.
But in order to understand our solution, first we need some background. So let's meet the black soldier fly, the BSF. These larvae consume tons of amounts of organic waste. While growing and consuming this organic waste, they grow approximately 6,000 times their original size in just 2 weeks. After growing, they consist primarily of protein and fats and are very nutritious animal feed and can be sold. And moreover, their excrements are a high-grade plant fertilizer. So just to emphasize how efficiently they consume organic waste and how dramatic this volume growth is, 6,000 times growth is equivalent to one baby turning into 3 elephants in just 2 weeks.
So how can we utilize this old technology? BSF larvae have been here for thousands of years. How can we utilize this old technology to create new ideas and find a new solution? So let me explain our project in 4 steps. First, we will place specialized collection containers in places that are the origins of huge amounts of organic waste, which is supermarkets and restaurants and more. This way we can avoid the costs of transportation of the waste and separation. Then the waste will be processed on the spot by Freezem, which is an Israeli startup that we partnered up with. They will supply the larvae on the spot, and the larvae will take care of the organic waste in specialized containers. It's important to emphasize that in contrast to other existing solutions that incur the logistical costs of growing the larvae locally, Freezem ship us the freeze-posed larvae that can be defrosted and then quote-unquote born again on the spot with no local breeding system. This cuts the costs by a lot and simplifies the process. Then the larvae grow by 6,000 times their size in the span of a few weeks, and then they consist of protein and fats. And finally, the grown larvae are sold off as animal feed. Their exoskeletons are sold off as chitin for pharmaceutical companies, and their excrements are sold off as high-grade fertilizer. Here you can have a closer look at how our containers should look.
All right, let's talk about money. Our business model is quite simple. For each 10 kilograms of organic waste, it takes 2 weeks to turn into $30 in profit. Now, if we move forward, we can see that that means after considering the costs and the profits from the solution, after processing about 1.5 to 3 tons of organic waste, we can get a return on our investment, which stands at about $15,000. And then we start profiting and increasing our network.
So why choose us? First, efficiency. By placing the containers where the waste is generated, you can reduce much of the transportation costs and emissions. Secondly, BSF processes biowaste considerably faster than any other existing solutions. Next, flexibility. Compared to other solutions, our units are cheap and small, resulting in more flexibility in regards to budget, waste volume, and most importantly, the location. Next, profitability. This one speaks for itself. Cheap costs and high revenues result in a profitable waste treatment solution. Next, scalability. Because the solutions units are relatively cheap, small, and profitable, scaling up the project is very viable. You can invest first in one container, and then use its profit to invest in more containers, and then the amount of containers and the reach of our project can grow exponentially. And lastly, we are turning the waste, which is a huge liability, into an opportunity to solve economic and ecological problems.
So let's give you some examples about our advantages over existing market solutions. First of all, BSF versus composting. While BSF, organic waste processing, takes 2 weeks on average, composting optimally takes 8 weeks and usually takes somewhere around 24 weeks. So optimally, in the best case scenario, that's 4 times efficiency. Secondly, let's talk about the environmental costs of composting. When using composting, many greenhouse gases are emitted, almost 2 times as much as when using BSF processing. And lastly, BSF is undoubtedly the best economic solution, as cited in many articles, and here we give an example of one.
But this is not just a biowaste processing project. We plan to bring people together around a better future. First, this project opens the door to an international bond between countries centered around green values and circular economy. This will be expanded upon later in the presentation. Second of all, placing containers in local areas makes the people see the change. And by that, we can raise awareness of those ideas even in more local areas around the world. And lastly, green jobs, especially prevalent in the post-COVID era. We desperately need green, sustainable, everlasting jobs, which this project enables. So how can 3 high schoolers and their teacher manage to get to this point? First, using some awesome partners. Frizem, which we acknowledged before, is an Israeli startup that we partnered with earlier in the project. They supply our BSF, and they helped us immensely with understanding how BSF operate and all the scientific aspects. Second, Green Agro. This is one of the biggest Macedonian animal food companies. And we currently have a pilot running with them. We will let you know about any updates. And lastly, Dan Orian, which is the former ambassador of Israel to the Republic of North Macedonia and currently is the director of the Balkan countries region at the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Dan helped us tailor the project better to North Macedonia and helped us contact, for example, Green Agro and other entities there to help advance the project.
Secondly, an awesome team. You need to enjoy working together to create real change. And the three of us have a very unique bond, flying to Rome together, working together long hours.
Third, an awesome journey. We started this journey during COVID, and it took us to many interesting locations and countries. We couldn't have done this without the generous help of many educators we met along the way. All three of the presentations you will see here today emphasize the power of passionate youth enabled by the right guidance, and we are immensely grateful for that.
And last but not least, you. We need you. We need you to help us make this dream come true. If you have contacts, ideas, and most importantly, budget, please help us make this dream come true and bring this idea worldwide and help us create more pilots for this project.
If you are interested in passionate youth trying to move the world forward, contact us. Thanks you for listening.
Thank you very much for this example of very innovative project. Thank you because you explain very well your business and your idea. You create not only an analysis of a difficult situation for food loss and waste, but especially you create an idea for the future. So do you have any questions? I don't know if the audience has questions on this project. Online, I don't know if somebody is online and can make some question. Okay, so we can try. Thank you very much for this group of students. Yeah. Can we try again with the first group?
Yes, we want to try again.
Can we try with the first group? The girls group.
Yes, we are here.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, please.
وانا كسرت
Hello everyone, we want to introduce you our research, soil surface stabilization of shifting sand in Sudan and preparation of sandy soil for agriculture. We are a group for girls. We are a student in 9th grade from Imahel village. I am Hala.
I am Alina Boulel. I am Hanin Amin. And I am Zainab Aboulel.
Before presenting, let's think together about one of the most difficult problems facing humanity at the beginning of the 3rd millennium, and that is the problem of the world hunger. In our research, we offer a solution to the problem that can suit many developing countries.
Yeah. We decided to create a collaboration with Sudan for our project. Sudan is a country in Northeast Africa. It shared produce with the Central African Republic. It has a population of 45.7 million people. It was the largest country by area in Africa, and the Arab League go into the situation of South Sudan. Historically, agriculture remains the main source of income and employment, here over 18%. Why did we choose Sudan? We have selected Sudan for our project. In Sudan, the official language is Arabic, so we can communicate with them more effectively. Target country. We decided we chose the Sahara region in particular for the pilot. Science is stretched across 12 North African countries, including Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, and others. When our project proves a success, we said we can then play it in other countries.
957,000 square kilometers of Sudan land areas classified as sand.
Excuse me, we cannot see your slides. Can you change the slides? Can you try to change the slides?
Why?
Because we cannot see your slide. We see only the first one.
Oh,
okay.
Okay, thank you. Now we can see the slide on the purpose of project. Is okay?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Now? 957,000 square kilometers of Sudan land area is classified as sands. 668,000 square kilometers of desert area and 289 square kilometers of semi-desert, making it difficult to mention agriculture in these areas and dimension solution to be found. Our project aimed to create network between Sudan and Israel that will stabilize shifting sand in both countries and address the enormous problem caused by sandy soil. And when such wide area in Sudan can be used for agriculture, food may be provided for a large population, as well as bringing employment for increasing number in the agriculture industry. So, how shall we do it?
مش ظابط بس كمل على بس خليكي هم فوتي على الكاس بس فوتي على هذا فوتي لا اطلع فوتي على هذا دغري خلاص كمل
In our project, we have decided to use a cyanobacteria, which is a soil filamentous organism, capable of colonizing, growing, and developing in dry regions. Cyanobacteria bears most of the responsibility for the formation of biological soil crusts and hence the stabilization of shifting sands. So, how shall we do it? Here you can see the different stages. We are going to explain each on simulating. 1. Selecting the appropriate type of cyanobacteria for the Sudan pilot execution area. 2. Growing of cyanobacteria in the laboratory under fluorescent lighting and on BG11 growing medium or in greenhouse. 3. Drying and pulverization of cyanobacteria ground. 4. To exfoliate the processed clays are also scattered. 5. Production of solution from the cyanobacteria powder and clays with water 10 gram cyanobacteria dry wick to 1 liter of water. 6. Spraying of solution from spring drawn over desired sandy area during the wet season. Okay, we took these photos when we visited from the field for a similar successful project in Israel the Negev. After carrying out all the research and experiment stage, the results will appear as follows. 1. Appearance of biological soil crust. 2. Utilization of surface runoff and reduced infiltration of water into the soil aerosphere. 3. After at least 3 weeks, the soil may be seen to be holding and stabilizing with erosion by wind and water also prevented. 4. Appearance of seed-bearing vegetation.
The picture shows us a biological soil crust and water ground next to it.
It is possible to grow millet and sorghum in state of wheat.
Gum Arabic, also known as Gum Sudan, was collected from acacia trees. Egyptian balsamite, it serves a variety of purpose. In addition to its medicinal properties, Tamarix affiliate its high fire adaptability. It can be used a windbreak and shade break, a tree in agriculture and horticulture for decades.
We have deduced these photos from our personal experience where we carried out the research and experienced this in the Volcanic Center as well in the field. Addressing of Sustainable Development Goals. We decided to concentrate on the second of the UN's SDGs Zero Hunger, as the hunger phenomenon is an integral part of human biology and history. Sustainable Development Goals 2 aims to achieve zero hunger. According to the United Nations, there are around 6 million people who are hungry, which account for slightly less than 10% of the world population. Our study provides a suggestion how to reduce the international phenomenon of hunger by using simple and accessible technology all over the world.
Sustainable Development Goals. Making land stewardship can lead achieve another 2 goals. The 8th goal, decent work and economic growth. The 11th goal, sustainable cities and communicates.
Estimated budget plan, the cost of our project can reach 5,028.7 euros for 1 hectare.
Advantages that the project offers are 1. Solution of the hunger problems and food security. 2. Provision of employment. 3. Stabilization of shifting sands and achieve vegetation will also attract wildlife feeding. Important environmental change. Increase annual vegetation will allow management of livestock. 4. Scientists at the Technion have been able to generate electricity using cyanobacteria. Finally, we face a lot of difficulties, like distance learning and language difficulties. We were able to overcome them because of the belief in ourselves. We learn a lot of new things that will never be forgotten. It is the right with every person, with dignity and peace, religion or nationality and peace. Thank you for listening.
We should like to extend our heartfelt thanks to Dr. Erit Saadi, our project expert, and our dear mentor, Hana Adawi. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for this other very creative, innovative project. I think you made a very good analysis and solutions for this big issue in Sudan. I hope that your project will take in consideration by big organizations. So thank you very much. I don't know if there are any questions. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear this song and dance closer to our pavilion. Young people are doing. It's very nice. We are very close to the young pavilion. Okay, so if you don't have a question, so we can take the floor. We can give the floor to the third group. Thank you. The floor is yours.
Thank you.
Please.
Okay, can you see our screen? You can see our screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start. Hear me? You can hear me? You can hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, okay. I'm Ateret Khodadi. I'm a biotechnology teacher at Makif Aleph High School in Beersheba, and I have a BA in this field. I'm excited and proud to introduce my beloved student, Elinor Ndwortem. Elinor Ndwortem graduated high school this last summer, and you hear me? Okay. Elinor Ndwortem graduated high school, and but they started the project when they were in 10th grade. So Elinor Ndwortem, the stage is yours. Good luck.
Thank you. So hi everyone, I am Eleanor, this is Otem. Before we start, we would like to thank the FAO for giving us the opportunity to speak here for the second time. It's a great honor for us. and we think it's a very important forum to raise awareness about urgent world issues that we're facing today. And lastly, before we discuss our project, we would like to shortly introduce ourselves. Me and Rotem finished high school this summer. During my studies, I majored in chemistry and biology, and I also studied these two subjects at the university.
I majored in biotechnology and biology, and 2 years ago, I started my degree in neuroscience at Ben-Gurion University.
In addition, we both volunteer with first and second generation Holocaust survivors. So as you can see, the name of our project is Recycler. And no, it's not a spelling mistake. The name will make sense to all of you later. When we started thinking about problems in the world, the first thing that came to our minds was air pollution. We immediately started researching about the causes for air pollution, but the amount of causes we encountered was overwhelming. So we decided to only focus on the causes that we could have an impact on with the use of the science that we learned. So we chose to focus on two causes.
The first one is deforestation. Many of the objects we use every day are made of trees: furniture, toys, musical instruments, and of course, the paper we consume. In order to supply wood and its products to the whole world, humans cut down many trees every day, and thus the great forests of the world are severely damaged.
The state of the forests is a cause for concern because humans have been exploiting them since the Stone Age. About 12,000 years ago, the people who lived in our area gradually moved from a life of hunting and wandering to living in permanent settlements and engaging in agriculture. They used wood to build houses, for heating, to build fishing boats and ships, and later to heat industrial furnaces and more. Since man began to engage in agriculture, almost half of the trees of the forest areas in the world have been cultivated for this need.
Let's continue with some facts. 35% of all trees that are cut down around the world are turned into paper. Each of us uses about 300 kilos of paper every year. And you may think that due to the development of technology, the consumption of paper has decreased. However, the opposite is the truth. In the last 30 years, the consumption of paper has increased by 400%. As we know, trees are important to our environment. Trees are able to remove excess carbon dioxide from our atmosphere and convert it into oxygen via a process called photosynthesis. Thus, trees are vital in ensuring that our atmosphere remains oxygen-rich.
The second case that we encountered is the burning of agricultural field fires. After the seasonal harvesting, farmers need to remove the waste in order for their fields to be prepared for the next sowing. The price to collect the remains of the grain is about $30 for 1 acre. This amount is extremely expensive for farmers, which leaves them with no choice but to burn down the remains of the grain. Biomass burning is a universal issue existing in many countries, and there had been attempts to act upon this issue and make biomass burning illegal, but yet farmers would prefer to pay the fine for defying this law in case they got caught, rather than pay the collection price. This situation is extremely hard on the farmers who already are struggling financially. Our project suggests a solution to this problem. We try to think about what we could do with the waste and how to turn the waste into a valuable product. After some research, we realized that the waste can be turned into paper. And by doing that, we will also be minimizing the damages done by deforestation.
After seasonal harvest, the agricultural waste will be collected by volunteers and placed in containers. Each container will be used as a small factory in which the process of turning waste into ecological paper will take place. This will only require the usage of simple ingredients, which include the waste itself, water, and taro powder, which is a powder made from seaweed. The process itself is also very easy to learn and can be done by volunteers. We will now explain the process step by step.
So the first step is transferring the agricultural waste into a boiling tank of water and leaving it inside the tank for about 2 hours. Next, we will filter and rinse the remaining residue of the waste with water. The third step is grinding the product until its consistency is soft and the waste fibers are no longer visible inside clean water. The next step is putting the grinded waste in a new tank of water, adding a bit of the towel powder inside in order to make the liquid thicker and mixing the contents together. Then we will take a framed fish net, which will help us form the product into paper. We will dump the framed fish net inside the tank so that the waste sits flatly on top of it. And lastly, we will flip the net onto the divider and compress it tightly on top of it. And the final step is removing the dividers and letting the product dry outside until the paper is formed. And then the paper will be collected and shipped out.
The energy for powering this whole process would be from solar panels. The energy will be used in order to power the plant crusher and to boil the water. We've already conducted this process in our school laboratory with 3 different types of plants, some fresh and some dried, and we got similar results in all cases. The paper we produce is meant to be wrapping paper for products, so we aspire to sell it to commercial companies. Beyond the fact that the sale to these companies will make the project financially profitable, it is also beneficial for reducing the conservation of paper from trees that these companies currently use. We've contacted several large companies to check the level of interest in our paper, and all the companies have shown great interest in our product due to the great environmental benefits it has. So we have now seen how waste is elevated to a quality and environmentally friendly product. After we explained to you the whole process from the grain scraps to the paper, it is important for us to note another advantage in our project. Our project is a community project. We aspire for the farmers to take full partnership in the project. Our goal is that their cooperation will involve more than just giving us their leftovers from their fields. Rather, the goal is for the farmers to have an interest in cooperating with us and being a part of an important project for their environment in particular, and of course, the global environment of everyone. Once the farmers become part of the project, both because of its importance and because of the money they save, we will be assisting in 2 fields. The first one is helping the financial state of the farmers. The second one is raising awareness of the importance of maintaining a green environment all over the world.
As you can see, our project targets the SDGs 3, 9, 12, 13, and 17. During our work on the project, we have been in contact with an economics professor from Ben-Gurion University. He explained to us what we need to do in order to make our project more profitable. We anticipated that after the initial investment in placing the containers, our income will come from the selling of the paper, which would enable the project to run. This will be possible due to the fact that the process is powered by solar panels, requires a minimal amount of workers, and that the materials in the process are cheap and can be reused, which means that the project will not be expensive and would most likely give us profit. Our goal is to place recycler containers all over the world so that each container will serve as a small factory. During the work process, we consulted with experts on several fields. Their names are listed here. So, where are we today? Today, we are working on a prototype for the whole paper-making process with a company called ICL Group. ICL Group serves primarily 3 markets: agriculture, food, and engineering materials. Of course, we're looking forward for more potential collaborations. This is our contact information, and we would love to hear from you.
And now, if we go back to the first slide that shows our logo, now you can understand that we recycle to make the air better, and that's why we're called Recycler.
Thanks a lot for this other fantastic example of how youth can help, can play a very good job on achieving very good solutions. So I don't know if the audience has questions. Otherwise, I can wrap up a little bit this session. And first, let me thanks to all the students that participated to this project, to this program. I'm very happy to, on behalf of FAO, to have played a good role on helping you on this evolution of your analysis and to have you here today in the Food and Agriculture Pavilion to explain your results, to explain what youth can be a very good part of this amazing dialogue on climate change and agriculture. Thank you very much. FAO is very committed to help youth on achieving SDGs, and today we had very good example how youth can play very good job on achieving the SDGs results and goals. So thank you very much. I think, I don't know if the students or the teachers or mentors would like to say something in supporting your students.
I would like to say thanks for Liran and Yael, because even today there's so much help us in always that we need, and we ask for them. So thank you, Liran and Yael.
I would like to say something from the Israeli delegation. Yair, if you want.
No, go ahead.
So we initiated this very unique program a few years ago together with Kakal JNF and the Ministry of Education of Israel. And it was really important to us to give this youth that will be the adults of 2030, the year that we are planning to achieve the SDGs. They will be the grown-ups who will have to take the decisions. So we wanted to give them the tools to be able to think outside the box and to be able to deal with the challenges that the future is holding for them. And we have learned from this experience that when you give the younger generation the responsibility, they take it seriously and they perform at the best, and we can see it today. And we really, really hope that the next generation will be able to overcome the mistakes that our generation made, and to, as Federica said, to help us to achieve a better dialogue to tackle climate and the climate crisis. And thank you very much, FAO, for this opportunity. And we really, really appreciate it. And we hope to see you soon again here in Rome, making more creative and innovative things for the future of this planet, and to end world hunger and tackle climate change. Thank you.
Is it possible to add something?
Yeah, sure.
So first of all, thank you very much for this chance to present our projects. I would like to thank again the organizers and the FAO for having us here, and of course again to the students and for the schools and that helped us working on this competition for long days and months. My home school, Eshkol Pais Ramat Gan, and I'm sure the others as well. And I hope that we will find a way to take this project ahead and make them real as pilots and projects like we did. And but we still need to go ahead with it because this will show the students that their ideas can come true and not only stay as a learning project and just become real. That's, I think, the value of entrepreneurship as well. So thank you very much for the chance to show it here.
And also, I want to thank you very much, Yael and Liron, about this is special. It's achieving a dream. You achieve our dream in science, and I want to say thank you very much. And keep going in this program for another students.
Finally, thank you very much, especially
Thank you also for Hani.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and see you in Rome.
Of course. Sure. Arrivederci.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Shalom.